Hi everybody, it's me again, Charles Norman from Sports Solutions LLC. We are the creators of AthleticSOS.com, and down below I have some links that'll tell you exactly what we do. But basically, we are a software developer. We specialize in the youth sports industry, and so we have a product called Athletic SOS that is absolutely no charge for you to use, and it'll help you if you're trying to get an athletic scholarship. You start with us, and then you move on to whatever else you're trying to do. We will let you know exactly what schools match up with you academically, with the sports you play, at the level you can participate, and we'll let you know how well you match up with those schools. And so now you have a list of schools to start with. So anyway, look down below. I give you a code and I give you instructions on how to use the code. We have a video link down there that kind of shows you how it works, and some other information is down below. So in this video, if you read the title, basically this came from a letter that we got on the site. And since I've been doing these videos, a lot of people know who I am. Once you get into the system, I won't be there, so just understand that. But people see me doing these, and then they send in questions based on something I may have said. And so the question, this was the last line of this letter, in fact, it was, are athletic recruiting services a ripoff, or are they legit? Something to that nature. And so, or are they a scam? That's what it was. Are they a ripoff or a scam? And so I am here to tell you they are not ripoffs or scams, but they should be your last resort. That should be the last thing you go into before, in order to get an athletic scholarship. And we have this every single year with Athletic SOS from January all the way through April, May. There's panic time for a lot of families because they did not get an athletic scholarship offer, and they're trying to figure out, what do I do? Okay, how do I get over this? And recruiting services are a great opportunity for you. So what I want to do is go through what you should do prior to getting there. I said this is the last resort. So what should you be doing ahead of time? Before I go there though, this is the one thing I ask all of you to do. If you never use Athletic SOS, or whatever else you're going to do, get yourself into the clearinghouses for both NCAA and the NAIA. So go to both of those. I'll maybe put a link down there, but if you go to Athletic SOS and sign up, you'll see there's a link in there for it. You can go there and just Google it, and you'll find out. Go ahead and do that. You can set yourself up, because college coaches are going to look in there to see if you're on the path to actually being serious about getting an athletic scholarship. They can see your transcripts from your high school. They can see all the information, and those NCAA and NAIA, if you're not in the clearinghouse, they can't even offer you an athletic scholarship, because that's where you're verified as an amateur, and that's the most important thing to both of those governing bodies. One is for the NCAA's Division I, Division II, Division III, and NAIA has Division I and Division II. You will not get an offer for an athletic scholarship if you're not in those clearinghouses, if you're trying to go to one of those schools. So that's the first thing. Second thing, when you go to those sites, look to see what the criteria is for you to even be offered a scholarship. So because of the pandemic situation, a lot of the rules have been relaxed, right? So you can go ahead and get a scholarship for both NCAA and the NAIA. I know the NCAA has really relaxed their rules through 2023. So if you're a senior right now and you're trying to get there, you may have a great opportunity for some schools that maybe you didn't automatically qualify for. But I will tell you this, and we're learning this really quickly, if you don't qualify to get into the college academically, even though the NCAA or the NAIA are saying, hey, we'll let you play because we know you couldn't take your SATs, or, a lot of things happen during this time, you still may not get in that school, because the school doesn't have to let you in just because the NCAA says you qualify to play, because they're relaxing their rules. So keep that in mind. That's one of the things we talk about all the time on this site. Stop looking for a way around the normal rules. Follow the normal rules, because if you and another athlete both match up athletically, then the coaches are going to go, okay, which kid looks like they're going to not be a problem for us? They're always not looking for a loophole or a hack to a system. We want somebody who's going to come in here, put the work in, and be dedicated and do things the right way. So always, whenever you're doing anything, make sure you qualify, and you can learn all of that information inside Athletic SOS. I know I keep saying it, but I think we have the best software, and I don't understand why everyone's not using it. We are not a recruiting service. So even when I'm saying that they are not ripoffs, they're not scams, I think they're very legit, at least 90% of them. I'm going to leave the 10% there just to keep me covered. So I don't say all of them are, but most of them are. You're NCSA, you're Be Recruited, you're Captain U, you're What are the other ones? Huddle has a little bit thing going if you want to send your video and stuff out. So there's tons of them out there. Just look them up. For the most part, they're going to be okay, but I'm going to tell you what to do. Now, the next part of this. Let's talk about what you can do for free. Even right now, you're panicking. You're the senior. You're panicked right now. You're not sure what to do. The first one is, if you are a college level athlete, you should have already been getting some letters. I don't know if you're all league, all area, all state, all USA. You've been in all these all-star games. You're a good enough player to get there, and then maybe something fell through for you. But you got a bunch of letters in there. And those are ways for you to start reaching back out to those other schools. So start doing that. And then we teach you how to do it online. But the easiest way, if I was telling you right now, just go to their website. And they always have a place, if you're looking to get recruited, to fill out a form. Fill that form out online. And then after about a week or so, make a phone call up there and call. And there's usually a phone number there. Call them up or send an email and say, hey, coach, listen, I filled out your form. I was wondering if there's anything else you need from me so you can evaluate. I'm really interested in your school, and let them know why you're interested in their school. So do a little bit of research. You can do all that inside of our software. We show you exactly what to do. So get the software, no cost to you. I did it again, I know. And so the next thing is your high school coach. I don't know why people don't utilize their high school coaches. Go to your high school coach, say, listen, coach, I'm in a little bit of trouble. I need some help. Is there anybody that you know that you can recommend me to or get me in touch with? And a lot of times your high school coach has coaches calling them all the time for some other players. Your athletic director at the school can also do the same thing for you, because they're getting calls all the time about some kid maybe on another team, not your team, and maybe they can help you. Maybe they can reach out for you. Those are absolutely free. I don't know why you would not use those. Next in line are your travel club programs, right? So especially if you play a sport that is not on your high school campus, we have a lot of people that are into rowing, people that are into archery, people in certain sports just not on most high school campuses. And so you're doing those on your own. So if you're part of a club or something like that, you can go ahead and go to those. Now, they usually charge I've found in most of these organizations, but it may be worth it. And the biggest question we get all the time is, well, how much should you be paying? So I'm going to tell you, most of them between $500 and a couple of $1,000s. But to me, college tuition is out of control. So if I had to spend $500 to $2,500 to get somebody that can get me more money than that every year to go to college, I would take it in a heartbeat. Because one of the things, I'm a little older than you guys, but I still have people right now that are unable to retire, and even in the near future, and they still have student loan debt after all of these years. It's 30 plus years since they've been in college. So that debt stays with you no matter what's going on. It seems like you cannot get rid of it in any kind of way unless you do something that will put you in a position, for the reason you went to college is to make more money. In order to qualify to get rid of that debt or to earn it off, you would have to take a job that makes you less money, to be perfectly honest with you. It's just, you do not want debt as you move into the beginning of your life, if you can help it, or you want as little debt as possible. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it, and you go with what you have to do. So that's your next one. So we had the schools that already reached out to you that you may have ignored. Go ahead and reach back out to them. Talk to your high school coach and your high school athletic director. Ask them for help. And then if you're part of a travel club team or anything like that, you're an organization, ask them. You may have to pay for that, but that's the way it goes. And then next we'll come into the idea of a recruiting service. So for most recruiting services, they've probably already kind of reached out to you. What they do is they follow around those any kind of events, your combines, your showcases, your viewing tournaments, things like that. They buy those lists. In fact, they've even hit me up because we have people to join us. Now, we don't give our list out to anyone. That's one of the things that we keep everything in-house, but they will get different people, will refer to them, and they'll give them a referral fee for sending kids over to them. If you try to fill out anything online, anywhere, it's going to be referred to them anyway. NCSA is one of the biggest ones. They are completely legit as far as I'm concerned. And one of the reasons I like them, and I went through this with my daughter years ago, they won't take you on if they don't think you can play at that level. At least back then they didn't. So you can check with them. But I'm going to give you another way to vet them, to make sure whoever you decide to use, I'm going to tell you how to vet. Now, most of these sites have free version where you go in and you type in all of your information, your sport, your name, all of your basic information, you fill out their form, and then they put you in a database. It doesn't cost you anything. College coaches come in and look at those databases, but I don't like that, because what happens is they come in and look at you and they see everybody else in there too. You guys are just in this big giant database. It helps the company, the recruiting service company. I don't think it helps you that much. You need somebody that really is looking at you and you only. You don't want to be in a database where there's a bunch of people above you and below you in this list and they're just scrolling through the list trying to find a kid. You don't want that. That's you competing against everybody else, and you set it up and you're helping their business out, and maybe you get a few hits, but I don't think it's what you want. So what you're going to really want to do is going to be their next tier, is where they're going to get somebody to help you. And that's probably their top tier, and that's where they're going to start charging you the money. But I think it's worth it. Now, the way I want you to do this, if you're going to do this, if you're going to use a recruiting service and you want their help, you're going to go in, use us, use AthleticSOS.com. It doesn't cost you anything. You're going to go in, you're going to find the schools that you match up with academically that you want to go to. Do some research, and here's what you want to do. When you go to these organizations, they're going to have somebody call you up. They're going to try to find out about you anyway, learn about you. And they are going to try to match you up with schools based on some of your preferences. But for the most part, they've got a list of schools that they already have relationships with. They're going to move you in those directions. Those may not be the schools you want to go to. And I won't say they'll shame you, but there'll be a little bit of language in there about, okay, how serious are you about this? Do you really want to go? Because you're going to be like, I don't want to go to that school in that state, in that area. That's not what I was looking for. That's not what I asked for. And they're going to be saying, well, this is what we have for you. You only have a short amount of time. Are you interested? Let's get you in touch with them and get things moving. And you're going to feel that pressure of not being the jerk that doesn't want to move forward because you're a spoiled brat and you want X, Y, Z. You should go where you want to be. If you want to go to a school where if for some reason you weren't able to play anymore, that you would still want to go to that school. That's what you're looking for. You want to go to a school that has your major, that is about your future and where you want to end up later on. You actually want to go to school in a place where if you were able to find a job where you were in that state, in that area, the state or whatever, you'd be happy to stay there. Maybe it's not in your home state where you are right now. Those are the kind of things you want to look for. You want to go to an environment where you're going to get a chance to play. You're going to go to an environment where you like the atmosphere, where it is, where the school is. Is it rural? Is it urban? Is it suburban? What kind of environment is it? You want to do that homework first. And then what you want to do is take that list of schools and say, okay, I understand you're going to give me some schools that you're going to find for me, but here's a list of schools I know I qualify for that have my major, that are in an area that I want to be in. I want you to get me a couple of these schools too. So I want you to do both. So that's how you vet them. If they say, well, we don't really do that, or, you know, we'll find the schools for you, that's not how we work or whatever, walk away. Why would you pay somebody for something that's not giving you the value that you want, that you're going to end up where you're going to want to be? So those are my opinions on this thing. This is what I would tell you to do. This is what I would do. This is what I tell people in my family to do, or friends that come to me. I tell them, you vet first, find all the schools you qualify for, then go through those schools, find out the ones that you're really interested in, that you would like to go to. There are thousands of schools all across the country. There is absolutely no way you cannot find a school that you really are interested in. And you should be able to find 5, 10, 15 schools that you go, wow, I didn't even know these existed. I'm very interested in these schools. Now I want to get a chance to go play there. Can you guys help me out with this? And I will pay you to do that. It's absolutely worth it. College is costing $15,000, $30,000, $50,000 and up to attend. And you're talking about that every year. And yes, I do get the fact that if you are a great student, you should be able to, if you want to play, then this is the big deal. You could get an academic scholarship, right? But even academic scholarships lock you into a path. You'll get the scholarship for a certain reason, and then you'll have to keep your grades to a certain level. And if you try to come out of your major, because sometimes you get the scholarship for a certain major, like math or science, STEM's really big on this. You get the STEM-based academic scholarship. You got to stay in that area. So about 80% of the kids change their major. Now, they may just shift a little bit, but some kids don't want to do what they thought they wanted to do, and they want to switch out. And it's usually after their sophomore year that they decide, you know, that's when you're really going to go into the classes, the courses that are going to get you getting your degree in. And a lot of kids switch out after that. They see that they don't want to go in that direction. They've taken a few courses, or they've gotten, you know, to talk to some other people in the field, and they're not as into it as they thought they were. And so it's the same thing with an academic scholarship. You have to, and sometimes you get grants, right? Instead of the loan, you'll get these different grants, and you have to reapply for a lot of these grants over and over again. So everything is not the way it seems when you're first going to there. Everybody always has these rosy scenarios on how things work. And I hear parents brag all the time in the area that I'm in, oh, my kid got this academic scholarship, you know, we didn't have to use sports. I get it, but they don't tell the full price. The school costs $40,000 to go to, and they got about $8,000 to $12,000, and now they're going to be in debt for that other amount. Yes, I know you don't always get full ride athletic scholarships. I get that. But if you're a great student and you're an athlete, you combine the academic and the athletic, and that can make a much larger piece of the money than just one or the other. So if you are a D1 athlete, and if you're a man and a boy and you play football and basketball, D1, that's a full ride. If you're a female, it's basketball, volleyball, gymnastics, and tennis, full ride. So these are the kind of things you have to think about. If you're a D2, D3 level athlete, D3, for the NCAA, they don't even offer athletic scholarships, but they will give you money to come play for them. And so it could be more than the person who got the athletic or the academic scholarship. So these are the kind of things you have to think about. If you're a D2 level athlete, there may be a certain school you want to go to. Maybe you're a D1 level athlete, but you're a D2. If you go to a D2 and they really want you there because they know your talent will set them apart, then they may let you, you know, a lot of times when you get an athletic scholarship, you're limited on some of the courses you can take because they don't want you taking anything too rigorous because they need you for practice and for games and traveling and all that kind of stuff. But they may make an exception for you if you're a D1 athlete and you go to a D2 school. Same thing with NAIA. So these are all the kind of things we talk about inside Athletic SOS, because we always talk about positioning. That is my biggest thing. If you watch any of my other videos, I say this over and over again. What do you want to do? Where do you want to be? And that's make sure you're in position to be able to do those things that you want to do as you move forward. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. Look down below. I'm gonna give you a code. I'm gonna give you instructions for how to use the code. I'm gonna give you a video for what Athletic SOS is and how it works. It's only a minute because I know how you guys are with the way your time is. And so look at all of this stuff. Sign up for us. I never sell your information. I don't give it out to the recruiting services. We don't do any of that stuff inside. What we will do inside over time, we're looking for now some offers we can make for you guys where either we're an affiliate or we're partners with them, but I'm being so careful on what I offer you guys because I understand I'm working with minors, and I know you're a parent and you're concerned about what's on there. So parents, make sure when you sign in, let your kids use the system and do their own searches, but I want you guys to take a look at it too so that you can make sure that you feel comfortable with what we have there. In fact, right now, as I'm making this video, there's only one vendor in there. It's called eKnowledge, and I like them because they're all about the SAT, ACTs, and I've talked to them extensively. They're above board. Their system works. That's the only thing you'll probably even see in there from this video right now that I'm doing on this date in April of 2022. So anyway, we'll be adding stuff as we move forward, but I promise you I will vet as much as I can to make sure that it's something that's valuable to you and your kid, and it's nothing exploitive. All right, guys, best of luck to you as always in all your endeavors, and we'll see you inside. I hope to see you soon. Bye.